Today we're going to show you how to remove a rear bumper on a Toyota Corolla. Very easy. You only need Phillips head screwdriver, possibly a flathead to remove some clips, and somewhere to lay down. This can be done usually, depending on your expertise, 20-30 minutes max. Most shops end up charging you about an hour and a half to 2 hours labor, depending on what region you live in. Labor rates are 54 if you're in Oregon. If you're in California, I know they're about 95 or 125. In the Midwest, I'm not sure, or East Coast, but you get the idea here. Let's say you're in California, you pay 2 hours of labor rate to remove and install this bumper, you're gonna end up paying $200, okay? You need flathead or screwdriver, possibly both, to remove this. We're gonna get into it, and you just save yourself $200. We take the technical side, which is the painted side, out of the equation for you. Make things easy. You're gonna need access to your trunk. I like to put my hardware. In this case, we're not dealing with the front. You can put your hardware right here and this notch so you don't close it. So if this is your first time, be careful if you do that, because if you close your trunk, you can damage something. So if you're new, I don't suggest doing that. We're doing that because we know it's here. We've done this a couple times. But in some cases, you need to access the rear cover here. Some of this needs to come off to get the rear bumper. And this one, we should not need to do that. 10 millimeter, most common socket used for all vehicles. You got one bolt here and one bolt on this side. So these Corollas have this plastic Phillips head, and it can be a pain to get out, but you just softly, even if you get a little bit of it out, softly, it was already. We're gonna end up using most of the time you can pull on it. This is a specialty clip for this rear bumper. Some bumpers don't have it because people break them, and it's it's not very common. You gotta go to Toyota and grab it and get it. So if you don't have something like this, you can find a rivet to put in there. Just any kind of pushing clip will be good. Now that we got the side bolts off, we're gonna look underneath the bottom. Typically you got a couple pushing rivets. This is the best tool to use to get these push clips off. If you don't have one of these, a screwdriver will do the job. There's a notch, you just stick it in there, pull out, and pull the clip out. So when you pull your clip out using a flathead, here are the notches that I'm talking about. If you slip in the side of the screwdriver, the tip of it, you're gonna wanna pull out one tip, go to the other side, and pull it out like that. Otherwise, it's gonna be difficult to try to get it out with a flathead. If you have this tool, it's really nice because once you pulled up a little bit on it, it becomes accessible to go like this and whoop, snap right out. But flathead will get the job. Again, most bumpers they have these notches. Come up here. That it just snaps into place. Once you got your bolt off here, you got all these notches, and then the brackets have the teeth that hold it into place and secure. You have one underneath your tail light. So we pop it off, let it rest there, go around the other side, and do the same thing. Now you want to put your hand here so your bumper doesn't go flying. And that's it. That's how you remove a bumper for a Toyota Corolla. Because that's what it is. Now we're going to show you how to reinstall or how to install your bumper cover. If you have two people, it can help. You know this is a one-man job. You're going to want to make sure your reflectors are secured in place. There is a 10mm bolt holding it in. Yeah. Start from the middle. This bumper has a notch in here that goes into this bracket. You're going to want to put that, set it in, you see? And you're going to want to make sure you set it in for the brackets underneath the tail lights. Okay, you hear the clip, go to this side, hear the snap, flip, set in. If it's not set in place properly, you're gonna see either the bumper overlaps the plastic or there's gonna be a big gap underneath it. You should not be able to stick your pinky in there. All the gaps are nice and tight. Once you got that set into place, you're gonna go over here and these teeth, lightly tap it in. This should not be, you don't need great force here. You don't need to be in your car like that, none of that. You don't even need a jack to jack up the car, unless you want more clearance here. That's how I went to the buffet today. I'm doing this after that, you're gonna need to crank it up. Okay. You come over to the driver's side. And again, the same thing. Flip everything into place. Make sure your liner cover here is under and behind that bumper lip. Okay? And then we install the hardware. Okay, now that we have the bumper on, and we're going to secure it in place with the hardware. Put our 10mm back. Woo! Crank it up the juice. Alright. Oh yeah, baby. Again, if you're doing a drill, careful, twist your hand. It's not going to be fun. Now that we got these are our main bolts. Now we're going to plug in our little push pin Phillips head screwdriver. It clips in, and our push pin. Okay. Last but not least, this little itty bitty guy. If you have these, don't lose these. Toyota specific, run about $2 at least. Beautiful. And that's how you install your rear bumper on the Toyota Corolla. Our mission at Ready Car Parts is to help do-it-yourselfers and car enthusiasts get the job done by making auto body simple, professional, and affordable.